excited today because I'm going to be doing an unboxing, and so it's not no MPC, it is a sampler. I'm excited to get this open because if you've been following me, you'll notice that I don't really go out there and find other different samplers. The reason why is because the MPCs for me have everything and they give me more than what I need. So if I go somewhere else and I get another sampler, I always end up coming back to the MPC and I'm like, yo, this has everything that I've ever wanted. Now, before I go any further, I do just want to say thank you to my good friend, EA Ski. He's someone that I've talked to for hours on the phone, someone that I can just get on a phone call and just talk. But it's just someone that just shares the same love, the same passion as I do, makes us so familiar with each other. We almost feel like family, which he also connected me with Jay, which goes by Max Vibes on social media. I'll leave a link down in the description. So just being able to hear people that have experience with some of these pieces of gear has been very helpful. Now, Max Vibe, I highly recommend you check him out. He's someone that helped me out tremendously throughout this process. Someone that has almost every single piece of sampler that I've ever wished for. So he was very patient with me and been able to send me different audio pieces of each individual sampler. Now, I want to mention this. This is actually really important because I look at samplers. I've seen the MPC 3000 is honestly on my list, that I've always wanted a 3000 ever since a kid, but something that I just could never afford. I'm also looking at the SP 1200s, the MPC 60, the ASR 10. Again, these are samplers that I've grown up and some of my heroes would be using those samplers. So of course, it's something that I've always wanted. Now, I don't know how they sound. I never used those machines. So based off of sound quality, I could never judge those. Now, something really cool that Jay did with me, he just said, you know what, I'm going to send you just a blindfold comparison. So you choose by what you hear and you tell me what you like best, which was really cool because he sent me like 3 different machines, which was the MPC Live, the SP 1200, the MPC 60, and the MPC 3000. He just sent me the same drum loop and he's like, just listen to this, take your time on it. You let me know what you like first, second, third, or fourth. Now I was able to go based off of what I was hearing and not just based off of the way the machines looked, because of course I'm pretty biased to some of my favorite producers that use XYZ. That's what I want to have. So I just sat down and took a whole night listening to audio, and I was like, man, they're all sounding different. They all had a different tone. Now, one thing I did know, and I told him, I was like, you know what, some of them sound better than others, and you know, this one goes first, second, and third. All I know is whatever sampler B was, that was my favorite sounding sampler. Out of like 4 different samplers, I said, hey, sampler B is my favorite one. So whatever sampler B is, I know that's my favorite sounding one. I don't know which one it is until he sent me the list and he said, all right, this is what it is from top to bottom. So once he revealed what sampler was what, my favorite sounding sampler was not the MPC Live, was not the MPC 3000, was not the MPC 60, but it was the SP 1200. Oh my God. Now, I was just say this again, I'm not trying to be biased. I didn't want to know which one was what. I just went based off what I was hearing from 4 different beats he sent me. I kept choosing B, and I was like, man, it just sounds good. There's this nice sounding character to the overall sound. And right there it was, the SP 1200. Now, the good thing is that the SP 1200 was my favorite sounding sampler out of all the options he gave me. And the other good thing was that it's brand new. So I don't have to worry about wear and tear. If I buy it off of someone on eBay and it shows up and it's just a bunch of missing functions on it, and I have to get it repaired, which is going to be an extra cost or an extra price, just a hassle I don't want to deal with. When I got into this art, it was at a very young age. I'm a 90s kid. I would listen to music, and my influence when I first fell in love with this art was from records from the 90s boom bap sample based music. And these records that I would listen to, all my favorite producers at that time were using the MPC 60, the 3000, the SP 1200. When I had this audio comparison, I think that's probably what clicked with me. There's this sound that comes out of this machine that I'm very familiar with because that's what I fell in love with at a very young age. It just brings me that familiar connection to my first love when it came down to sound. I honestly feel like I reconnected or I fell in love with what I do because it brings so much connection to my inner self. So it's a little deeper than just something that I want, but it's something that I know I will probably have for the rest of my life. This is just that one piece that, as a matter of fact, even though it's brand new, they just reissued this Rossum one. Everything is very similar to the OG one. They didn't put no new LCD screen or any new gadgets in it, which says a lot. You know, it's not something where they try to flash with technology. They just try to flash with the sound of it and the size of it, the weight of it. It's a heavy piece. Well, I don't want to make this video too long. I was just really excited to open this up with you guys and just share with you my connection. It's a lot more than just a piece of gear. It's my connection to my first love when I fell in love with this.